What's up, guys? Welcome to the podcast. Guys, before we begin, we are streaming these on Twitch. So when we're recording, we're streaming live. It's so much fun. We have chat come in, and it's fun to get to interact live. So if you want to catch a live recording, follow our Twitch, twitch.tv/ChadandJTGoDeep. We're also on tour. We're next coming up. We are going to be in Philadelphia and Boston, 12th and the 13th of June. And then we're going to be in San Diego, 27th through the 29th. Get your tickets, ChadandJT.com. And stoked for those shows.
For sure.
Yeah. And stoked for this episode. It's a fun one.
It was fun.
Yeah, so dive on in.
What's with deep? Going deep. Chad and JT.
Let's twist my Goebbels and call my uncle. Cause what's up, Stokers of Stoke Nation? Welcome to the Going Deep Chad and JT podcast. I'm here with my compadre Jean Thomas. What up?
Boom clap, Stokers. Mike Given F's are on vacation.
Beautiful. Beautiful. How long are they on vacay?
Dude, TBD.
Where'd they go?
Russia.
Oh, exotic.
Somewhere tough, challenging,
Yeah.
Spartan.
Yeah. Would you go to Russia?
I would like to. Would you?
Yeah. I think it'd be cool. I'd like to see the Kremlin. See what's going on with that.
Can we Google if it's still in its original form and what that form ever was? Oh, it's been there for a remarkable amount of time. And I don't say remarkable lightly.
Rebuilt using white stone. So it was built originally out of wood and later in the 14th century. Well, so it was built before that. And then the 14th century it was rebuilt using white stone. Wow.
Click the Wikipedia for it.
Donnie Kane, you're at Disneyland and you're on watching the pod?
Oh,
What a combo, dude.
it's really beautiful.
Yeah, I guess Italian architects worked on the latest version.
I trust their input. Most things style-wise, I think you feel safe if it's an Italiano.
Mm-hmm. Do you wish you were Italian?
Not actively. I wouldn't turn it down if I had the option in some sort of reincarnation.
Mm-hmm.
What about you? Which nationality do you aspire to?
Italian all day.
Well, you're very white.
Mm-hmm.
So is that why you like it? Because it's exotic, but not quite black?
Dude, I think you nailed it right on the head. Yeah, dude, I think all of my ethnicities lack passion.
What are you?
I'm English.
You're ice?
Yeah, Iceman. English, German, some French. French have some passion, but it's more kind of passion about being rude.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You think
Passion
it's
about snobbery.
Their energy gets funneled through arrogance.
Yeah, I think they came up with the phrase, you call that a blah, blah, blah. Like you call that a baguette.
You call that a can or a 540?
Dude, yeah, you call that a melon grab.
Most of the snide commentary in extreme sports originates in the Frenchlands.
The ex-coms. The ex-coms.
The ex-coms.
They're like, yeah, you call that a Christ air. You're not even getting the good enough splayage, you know? And I just made up that word, but I think it would work in announcing.
That'd be sick. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got to have spin tonnage and splayage in equal measure to hit a nice score.
What's the, you were talking about the kicker, there's the booter.
The money booter.
The money booter.
That's down towards the bottom, and that's where like your last major huck.
When was the last time you hit the money booter in life?
Oh. I mean, I got my girlfriend pregnant pretty quick.
That's what I was thinking.
Thank you. That was a big time money booter, and I think the announcers were like, "Oh, JT depositing the nut well before they have an established amount of time together. That's a hugely risky maneuver. And I don't know if I stomped the landing, but I landed it.
Yeah, I think you stomped it.
Oh, thanks, man.
That's well with kids when you're hitting the money booter on kids, that's like a continual stomp. You don't just stomp it.
I was gonna say the run's not over for like 25 years.
Right. Yeah, you haven't reached peak height air. You're still ascending with a fat melon grab.
I'm still strapped in.
Yeah.
What would you say is the last time you threw the life money booter?
Hit the money booter. Hit the huck on a money booter. Dude, I guess this morning I'm starting a new journey of exploring martial arts. So that's kind of my new money booter.
And what sparked this? Because for a long time it wasn't your thing, and now you're into it.
Well, I've always loved the idea of boxing, like conditioning, and I just never. You know what it was? Well, first off, what sparked it is my brother was like, "You're too easy to kill," and I was like, "Shut up." And he's like, "You are," and I was like, "Okay." So I'm trying to prove to him that I'm not easy to kill, and I want to beat his ass next time I see him.
Will Mark wrestle you next time you guys make contact?
Well, I'm going to engage, so he better defend himself.
Smart.
So yeah, so basically he's like, "You're too easy to kill. You need to start doing MMA." So I went to a boxing class this morning, and I'm thinking I'm going to try jiu-jitsu and like Muay Thai or Krav Maga. Or Krav Maga is more kind of like deadly force.
I don't think people really trust that one as much as a fighting system because there's no like real sport for it, so it's not as battle tested. I know that like the military does it and stuff, but I think with Muay Thai and jiu-jitsu and boxing, we've seen it kind of work itself out in combat sport.
Right. And I did boxing this morning. Already addicted. I love it. It's so fun.
What was the class?
It was like a conditioning class. So I did jump rope. I did like some cardio body workout stuff. Then I hit the mitts, and then I would do sets hitting the bag, but it'd be like, would do like, hit the bag 20 times and then do a couple burpees and stuff like that.
Nice.
But it was really fun hitting the mitts.
It's great.
And then just learning punching technique and defending. But as I was doing it, I was like, I need to round out this skill set with grappling, I think.
100.
Because if someone comes in and they grapple me, I won't know what to do. The only thing I'll have are my dukes.
They say like 80% of fights go to the ground.
Yeah. What's your protocol when it comes to martial arts?
I box with Vertrees.
Do you still do it?
Once in a while, yeah. I just did it on Tuesday with them. And we were going to do it today, but my schedule changed. And I'm not great at it. I always say I'm like a competent novice. I love doing it, though. The mitts are great.
Yeah.
They feel so good when you're hitting them good and you got your combinations dialed.
What do you do when you box with him?
We just do the mitts now.
Yeah.
Mostly. And then we'll do like some shadow boxing and then a little bit of conditioning.
Yeah.
We used to hit the heavy bag and the speed bag and the crazy bag a little bit. All which was really cool and fun. And then we used to spar a little bit too. He'd throw me in there with some guys, which was fun.
Yeah.
Get a nice headache. And now I do jujitsu too a couple times a week. But that I don't know it.
You don't know it?
Nah.
How long does that take to learn?
I don't know. I know people have done it like for like 9 months and they have like a base. Mm-hmm. But I think to really get good at it probably takes a while.
Right.
I mean, I know like what the techniques are called, but like when I'm actively sparring with someone, I'm confused a lot. Like they'll reach and like, pin one of my arms and I'm like, oh, I'll probably just leave it there.
Right.
And then next thing I know, I'm getting flipped over and it's like, I'm getting choked out with it.
Right. Interesting. With your own arm?
Yeah, they do that a lot. Yeah.
Damn.
They'll put it up like this and then they'll kind of triangle around it.
Wow.
Or they'll twist it back across.
So are jiu-jitsu classes you just go in and you start wrestling with someone basically?
Kind of.
Or do they teach you techniques and then you apply them?
They'll teach you a couple, depends where you go to school, but like they'll come in and be like, today we're doing like back takes. So, all right, guy, get on all, like turtle up. Next guy, roll him down. All right, now you're going to hold that arm down. Now strap your ankle around it. Keep his arm pinned. Now slide your arm up. Don't give him any space. All right, slide that behind. Now cinch it into your elbow pocket. All right, now come back across. Now squeeze and breathe into it. And then you do that. And then they're like, all right, run that like 5 times with your partner. You'll do that. They'll teach you another move. And then at the end of the class, they're like, all right, now do some rounds. And you just actively grapple.
Wow. Damn. I feel like I'd prefer boxing, but I'll give it a shot.
They're both really fun. But I think for me, the jiu-jitsu is more grueling.
Is it? Yeah.
It hurts more.
It hurts more?
For sure.
Like in terms of tiring you out or just like actually sparring, like
both.
Grappling with someone? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. You wear a gi?
I don't like doing the gi one.
Yeah.
Because the gi is like heavy. You got to wash it all the time. And then also, I just feel like I do want it for real world application. And most of the time, I never see nobody wearing a gi out in the world.
You could start.
That's true. Yeah, and you can use your own gi to help like choke someone, which is kind of cool. But
yeah, I think
people argue about it a lot.
I think the reason you get so tired is because your joints are bending in so many different ways. Like when you're on the ground. So when you stand up, your body's just like, what the fuck just happened?
Right.
Whereas like boxing, you're just like throwing jabs, swinging. Whereas like grappling, you're really getting bent around.
Yeah, and it's a different kind of tired. Like boxing, you get tired because if you're sparring, your brain is so like worried about getting hit.
Right.
You literally just like get tired.
Right.
From just like one round, and you're like, man, I'm exhausted because you're just tight.
Yeah. Interesting.
But are you enjoying it? So you like the boxing?
I loved it. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I want to be just a little ball of muscle.
That'd be sick.
Yeah. But I don't know. I guess I never did it because I was like, dude, for a while I was like, I want to get my face fucked up. And then, but then it's something where it's like, I always wanted to try it, but I just never really took the step. I would always have excuses. I'd be like, it's too like expensive or whatever. But now I'm just like, no, I got to get in there. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of my gym membership and do like hot yoga and martial arts. Beautiful. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I think that's a combo.
It's always good to switch it up too.
Yeah. It's fun.
Dude, it was funny. My, the guy who teaches me, the instructor, he had a fight on Saturday.
Yeah.
And so I was like, hey, I'll text you on Sunday to see what your schedule is this week. And I texted him on Sunday. I didn't ask him about the fight because I was worried, what if he lost? And then he didn't respond. I saw that he saw it and he didn't respond for a day. And I'm like, oh shit, he might have got his ass kicked.
Yeah.
So then he gets back to me like 2 days later. We schedule it. I go in and see him. I'm like, all right, well, he was being a little more distant than normal. It's probably because he lost. He doesn't know how to talk about it. So don't ask him about it. But maybe what I was thinking is when I got in there, I was like, I'll tell him about a big mistake I made last week and I'll be very vulnerable.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, he'll feel comfortable being vulnerable about his loss. So for like 10 minutes, I'm like, I really messed up. It's a bad thing. It could have changed the trajectory of, people's lives that I care about. And I have to deal with that error and really think about the mistake I made and never do it again. And it really made me question myself as a man. I go, how are you doing? He goes, oh, dude, I won my fight in 1 minute.
Dude, isn't that crazy how you can misinterpret texts?
Yeah.
You misinterpret them. I misinterpret them so much, like where you're just like, sometimes you'll get a text and it's just people, a lot of times people are just like busy and they're just, but you'll get like a text back and you'll be like, what the fuck's his problem? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. What's funny is a good example is Strider's so joyful, but he can be, curt with his text.
Sure.
And I'll be like, sometimes I know he's not because he's Strider and he's the man, but I'll be like, is he pissed right now? You know what I mean?
It is tough. I think we all are kind of in our heads thinking about what everybody else is thinking.
Yeah.
You know what I try to remind myself, but I don't do a good job of it. And I don't even know if it's someone to aspire to. Mm-hmm. But I'm always like, would the singer Prince be worried about this?
Right. No. He wouldn't even text.
No. He'd be like, a phone? No. I can't put my hands on that. It'd be bad for my music.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And he, dude, that guy, it seemed like that guy just had one continuous long orgasm.
Oh.
He was just a giant penis.
Yeah, he was almost like,
just tingling.
it was almost like, yeah, his whole body had turned into a sexual organ.
Yeah.
Like his elbow was eroticized.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good way to live.
Yeah.
Sensitive to the touch.
Dude, speaking of which, I've been skeeting quicker than usual.
With your lady?
Yeah.
I think that's natural. Because as you date someone longer, I'm going to make a few assumptions here. As you date someone longer, you bone less. So then when you do bone, you bust quicker.
Right.
I've never had that happen to me.
Yeah, dude. I was in a rage. She's like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, I skeeted so quick, and just flip the.
I mean, that's so
Flip
cool
the
that you're even
table
having
over.
sex.
Right. It is cool. Yeah, I guess you just want to, pound puss every time, right?
For sure. I don't know if women want their pussies pounded every time.
No, they do.
Really? That's a cool chick.
That's why I hear.
That sounds like a dude.
Well, my girlfriend didn't tell me that, but my buddy Rick did. So
Rick. He's got like 3 podcasts.
he does. I'm in that ooh-wee. That's for damn sure.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Oh, I'm in that ooh-wee.
You're touch and bust, baby.
Yeah, dude, I'm becoming touch and bust.
You can always do the oral switch, right?
Where you switch.
You like pump a few times, go, ooh, and then you slide down and you're like,
Oh, right. I've never done that.
Honestly, I don't think most girls like that either.
Yeah.
I don't think most girls like sex.
Right. It is crazy. You're like you're tired or you're not in the mood. I'm like I can
I'm ready.
yeah. Dude, the keys are in the ignition.
Say the word.
Yeah. I'm literally like an automatic transmission. You just put it in drive.
Yeah, girls would be like, oh man, I wanted to have sex and then I realized we're out of cereal.
Yeah. Dude. Man.
And then you're in your head, you're like, dude, should I go to the store now and get it?
Right.
They're like, no, it's all right.
You offer. Yeah, I think it's about to close in 5 minutes. I can cruise.
I'll run to Stater Brothers. I'll grab all the cereal they got.
Yeah. I'll get like Lucky Charms, Frosted
No
Mini Wheats,
problem. I'll get all the cereal.
Raisin Bran. No, it's not that. I don't need cereal. The cereal's not here, so I'm just not going to be in the mood.
I'm just going to keep thinking about how there's not cereal in the house.
But he said tonight we could bone.
I'm just like, you know what? Let's just knock it off. Let's just say it's not on the table.
I need to shower first. What?
This is when it drives me nutty. Is when it's like they're in the mood, but then they want to do something beforehand, and I'm like, no, we need to act now.
What's an example?
Like that. Like it's like, oh, I'm feeling horny. I'm like, yeah, let's do this. And they're like, oh, but let me take a shower first. I'm like, no, because you're going to be a different person when you come out of the shower.
Yeah.
We need to go now.
Yeah. A lot of times, let me do the dishes first. And I'm like, no.
And then there's an assumption that I'm still going to be in the mood after I'm a human being too.
Yeah.
Or I like to think I am.
Well, you know what the thing is? You know what it is they'll be like, if you're not in the mood, they'll be like, is something wrong with you?
No, their feelings get hurt.
But they have so many specificities where they're like a fickle surf spot. They're like Mundaka in Spain that only turns on once a year. And it's a firing left. Don't get me wrong. Huge barrel.
Oh, the best.
Dude, nice tight almond barrel.
I literally agreed to ride it for the rest of my life.
Yeah. But you're like, oh, it only turns on when there's a northwest swell in the fall.
Dude, 100%.
Do you want that stank?
It is nuts. Like they'll be like if you don't try to be Captain Munch, they'll be like, what's wrong? Are you not attracted to me anymore? Mm-hmm. And then I'm like, no, let's munch. And then they're like, I can't. And then I'm like, all right, well, so what are we doing here? You just want to know that the captain wants to munch, but you got no real intention of putting him into service.
Well, it's a huge pickle too, because you're like, finally the right moment, the magical moment comes along, and then you skeet in under a minute, and you just like
all that for that.
Yeah, I'm going longer than a minute.
Don't even, dude. You know how many guys are gonna be like, "Thanks, Chad." When you said you busted quick,
yeah,
I was driving to work and like I felt like okay about my life because the truth is I bust fast sometimes.
Yeah, skiing like 30 seconds.
Yeah, they're like, "Oh, where's Lieutenant Chu been?" It's like, well, he got decommissioned, so he's not in fighting shape anymore.
Yeah, it's man.
I don't know. Are you investing in NVIDIA?
What's up?
The AI chip manufacturer?
No, are you?
I mean, the stock is booming.
I've never even heard of it.
It's huge.
What is this?
They're making all the AI chips, but all the companies are going to start making their own.
So, are you investing?
Yeah, I'm in.
How do you invest?
You either got a guy or you don't.
Did alert me face off soft to spray in 45 seconds. I'm with you, brother.
Some people think I saw this term, there's an issue with an air pocket in their sales.
Oh, I thought you were talking about queefing.
Maybe.
Sorry. An air pocket in their sales, what does that mean?
I have no clue. They've deflated worries of it, though.
Okay.
See, that's a nice happening industry to be in.
Don't you think it's funny how whenever we talk finance or business, we go right into the jargon?
I think that's part of the appeal.
Right.
For me, at least, it's always been huge.
If there wasn't jargon, if there wasn't like a margin or
Gotta have good margins. PE ratio.
ROI.
Sunk costs. Investment bias. EBITDA. Earnings before income tax deduction. Something.
60 billion, NVIDIA. But do you think investing in these companies, putting money into these companies, propping up AI,
yes,
could be like putting money into the future devil?
I think that's always how you make money. To quote the film Inside Man, when there's blood on the street, buy property.
When there's blood on the street, don't be quick to skeet.
That's probably true.
Man, AI.
You know what's crazy about tech companies too? Is they're always the most boosted stock price, but then you look at their revenue and it's buku, but it's never, there's a couple in there, but it's mostly not top 10. Like the top 10's like Walmart and oil companies.
Mm-hmm.
They're just not as sexy.
No.
It's almost like if you're producing an Adam Sandler project or a Gerard Carmichael one. Like the Carmichael one might cost more because it's like the sexy tech stock. But then when you get into the revenue, you're like, it's not even there. And people are like, yeah, but it's sexy and cool and like it means something. And then you're like, yeah, but Sandler's Walmart, it's doing like crazy numbers. But people are like, yeah, but it's like not as sexy and cool. But then you're like, in 20 years though, is that still going to be the one?
Right. It's a good question. I mean, what do you think the top dogs will be in 20 years? Do you think Walmart will still reign supreme? What's going to happen to brick and mortar in 20 years?
I get sad about it. That's why I tell people enjoy malls while you got them. Like people are like, oh, let's go to the river. I'm like, they're going to be there.
Yeah.
I love brick and mortar as a sentence too.
Brick and mortar's great.
Does that remind you of cock?
Brick and mortar?
Yeah.
Now it does, but it didn't before.
Are you the brick and she's the mortar?
I think, I guess that's how it has to be.
How's your family?
They're good.
Good.
Yeah. My brother's a little bit nervous because I told him I was going to fight him.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Have you attacked him out of rage before?
No. Have I? Yeah, one time I whipped him in grade school with a belt. Put a nice welt on his ass.
That's fun.
Yeah. No. How's your family?
They're good. They're rock solid. Trying to think.
Have you attacked your brother out of rage?
Yeah. Well, the best fist fight we had was because it was New Year's Eve. I gave him a haircut. It was awesome. And he only said thank you once. And I said, say thanks again. He said, no, I'm not doing it. I said, say thanks again. He said, no. Then I said, you're a bitch. And then he's okay, tough guy. I was like, stand up, I'll show you how tough you are. Just started punching each other. I tried to go to the gym afterwards. I had the worst headache. I just sat there with ice on my face. I will say, to me and my brother's credit, we never tried to kill each other. We would just beat the hell out of each other and then we'd stop. And as I was leaving the room, I go, I'm sorry. He goes, I'm sorry too. Squashed.
Is he, was it a good haircut you gave him?
It was a really good haircut.
How'd you use scissors? Did you shave it?
I did. I trimmed the sides and I did some scissors up top.
Say thank you. How old were you?
I was like 17.
Oh, amazing. That's hilarious.
Isn't that kind of crazy? He only said thanks once. Probably not that crazy. Probably pretty.
I mean, you're full of testosterone and ego at that age.
Say thanks for the haircut.
Say thanks. Say thanks, asshole.
I already said thanks, bitch.
Yeah.
Well, okay. You can give yourself a haircut next time? He's like, yeah, I probably could. I'm like, all right, let's fucking fight then, dude. I gave Strider a haircut one time. He always says, I gave him a nice haircut. And then I was like, let me do the sides because I got this trimmer I can do on the sides. And Strider's like, no, it looks good. Don't do the sides. I go, come on, man. Let me do the sides. And he's like, I really don't want you to. I'm like, please. I got the new trimmer. So I put the thing on. And I Van Gogh'd him. That's what he called it. I shaved like to the bone right above his ear. And he was cool about it. But he's like, dude, you totally fucked it up.
When were you giving him a haircut?
I got into it. I just had like the trimmers and stuff, and for like a year I liked cutting my own hair and cutting other people's hair.
Was this in high school?
Yeah, and it was just easier because 18-year-olds, we don't want to go to a salon or nothing.
Right.
It's just all a pain in the butt. So I'm like, just come over and hang. I'll cut your hair for you. I Van Gogh'd him.
I remember one time. I think I've told this story on the pod. We were in high school. We were shaving lines into our eyebrows because we thought it looked tough.
It is a good look.
And this hockey player Zach from Canada, he asked this kid George, he's like, shave a line in my eyebrow. And for some reason George, I don't know why, but he was putting a line down like the half of it, but then shaved the rest off. The look on his face where he's just... And then he's like, well, you have to do the other one to match it. So we just had two tiny eyebrows.
That's not true.
You look like Mr. Potato Head.
I had a friend, he passed out drunk at a party and they shaved his eyebrows.
Oh, God.
And he was late to school on Monday and he tried to wear a beanie.
Yeah.
And when he was getting his late pass in the principal's office, there was like 20 kids late. They're like, take your beanie off. We went to private school. You're not allowed to wear a beanie. She's like, please, come on. All right, take your beanie off. He took it off. Everyone started laughing at him.
That's pretty cruel to shave the eyebrows off.
Oh, yeah. It was, it's funny. The guy who did it is the same guy we talked about on the draft episode who put those two girls into a bone coma.
Oh, that guy?
He was just a little bit of a sadist.
Yeah, yeah.
And if you passed out drunk around him, he was going to do something to you. Should we call this guy?
Oh, what's up, dude? How you doing?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm good.
How's it going, brother?
It's going good. Who am I talking to right now?
Chad and JT.
Oh, dude, that's freaking crazy. What's up?
What's up, dude? So tell us what's going on.
Dude, all right. So, to be honest, I don't know how much I can say, just because I was told that, I'm not allowed to talk about a lot of it until, like, the court cases and stuff are done. But pretty much, my oh shit, dude. Hang on. I'm also on the shitter right now, so.
Oh, nice, dude. Do you need a sec?
Yeah. No. I'm good. Just like if I pause for a second, you know what's going on. But yeah, dude. So I got kind of a weird predicament. Like my parents went to the oh shit, dude. I'm so distracted pooping right now. But they were at the January 6th, like storm in the Capitol.
Whoa.
Yeah, dude, pretty crazy. And then they had the FBI like show up to their house a couple months ago and like arrested them and like, so there's a bunch of like shit going on with that. And, you know, I don't know, man. It's a tough situation for me, like, because I'm kind of like, to be honest, I'm like a mama's boy, and so, you know, I support my mom through like everything, but like, I don't think it's really cool that they went to that, and like, yeah, just like I don't know, like I have like a weird, like I don't know how to like handle my relationship with them, you know, like from this point, you know. And so I guess like my question for you guys is like I don't know, I feel like there's a lot more like backstory that needs to go here. You guys might throw in some questions or something, but
what do you think is the backstory we needed to know?
What do I the backstory? Yeah, so my mom is married to a guy who's not my dad, but so like my stepdad and I, like, we never really had a good relationship, and like, to be honest, I don't think she would have gotten into shit like this if it weren't for him, and so it's just kind of like I don't know, like it's just like a tough situation because like I told her, like, I don't want to like have a relationship with that dude, you know, like I'm kind of done with that shit, but like, you know, I don't want to like lose my mom or anything, and like, sorry, man, I guess I get a little emotional. Shit, dude.
It's okay, man. Thanks for being so open with us.
No, yeah.
And we also don't want you to incriminate your mom or anybody she's closely associated with.
Yeah. They got to go to court in DC. We're down in Florida, but yeah, they have to go all the way to DC for court cases and shit, and like potentially looking at like prison time and like. I guess I should tell you like what kind of the story of like what happened up there. They're not like the crazy people wearing the like bison hats and shit, going inside and whatever and doing the, you know, the crazy stuff. But from what I know or what I've heard, like basically they were there. They kind of tell me they were there for like peaceful protesting or whatever, and then but somehow they were inside the Capitol. Like there's pictures of them, and there's like, you know, just like there's kind of a weird case built against them, and the pictures look pretty bad, to be honest. But you know, so it's kind of hard to like know what to trust as far as like what that story really looks like. But yeah, so I mean, like she's potentially looking at like prison time. And that's tough because I do believe them, you know, that like they weren't out there doing anything violent or anything. They're just not those kind of people. But like, you know, I just think like I don't know, man. Like you got to be like aware of what you're involved in, you know, like like you lay down with dogs, you get up with fleas, right?
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. And I think, look, I think I can't imagine what it was like to be there in the moment and to get swept up in that kind of energy. I'm sure it was very, very powerful for them. And look, it's your mom. So what's done is done. cannot change the past, but you get one mom and you got to have her back. So just be supportive of her as she goes through this is not groundbreaking advice, but just be supportive of her as she goes through this process. And there's plenty of time and space for you to work on your own feelings around it. I am curious, what do people who storm the Capitol call that day? Do they call it the day we storm the Capitol?
I mean, all that I've heard from them is peaceful protest.
Oh, they call it January 6th, the day of peaceful protest. That makes sense.
I don't really know. They don't really call it anything. I mean, they just kind of like fight the what do they call it? Insurrection. That word, they hate hearing that word. It's just like, that's not what happened. That's not what happened. Which I don't know, man. Like, you look up the definition, I think it's kind of exactly what it was, but we don't need to get like too political. I know your podcast doesn't really like that, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, they just.
Were you texting with her on the day?
Oh, dude. So I can't say where I worked, but I was at work, and I start getting, my phone is just like blowing up, like vibrating nonstop. And so I'm like, well, shit, I can't really take phone calls, but I took it because I was like, clearly there's something crazy going on. I didn't even know they were up there, but I was getting phone calls from like my uncle being her brother, and from like my grandparents, and they're like, do you know where she is? Like, is she safe? Do you know what's going on? Like, have you seen the news? All this stuff. And I had no idea what was going on. Didn't know anything happened. And then like I get home and I'm just like, holy shit. Like, are they okay? Like, I don't know what happened. Like what happened? Like, where are my parents? Are they still up there? Like, whatever. And I finally like heard from them, and they were supposed to like stay up there for a little while, for like a few days, and they decided to just like come back right away. But yeah, that day was just like weird. Like, I didn't really know like what to feel about it. I didn't know, like, I like to know all the details, and I didn't know even really what the whole situation was. And so I didn't know.
A little bad reception.
It's the cops.
Yeah, dude, honestly, bro, I mean, they might be blocking this phone call.
Dude, it's the FBI, yeah.
Yeah, dude, the FBI is like, yeah.
Have you checked with anyone if any of this is incriminating to talk about?
Yeah, I got no idea. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I just figured if I didn't really give any like details or anything. Is that stupid?
We're losing you, man. But we appreciate it, man. Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
Thank you for calling in, and we can call you later too if you want to, like, I don't know, clarify or not. We can not call you later too.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I might like switch spots or something, but all right, man.
Hey, but feel better, man. Hang in there, and if you need some therapy around this, I think this qualifies for something that could use more talking about and expressing your I don't know, anger, fear, all that stuff around it.
Yeah, man. Like, I think as I learn more about it, I'd love to catch up with you guys and let you know more of the story for sure. So
sounds great, man.
Yeah.
Well,
all right. Well,
thanks for calling in, and good luck with the rest of that deuce.
Thanks, man.
I love you, brother.
See you guys.
What have you been listening to lately?
MGK. Turned that on yesterday. I've been listening. I saw this band, The Amity Affliction, in Florida. They're kind of like, remember Brian Christopher's?
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like that style.
Oh, like Screamo?
Screamo.
Yeah, stuff's fun, man.
Yeah. How about you?
I've been listening to a lot of country.
Yeah, you're big on country now?
Mm-hmm.
Who have you been listening to?
All the heavy hitters, the Whalens and the Zacks and the Childresses and the.
Is Morgan Wallen? He's the biggest one right now.
I think I feel like him and Zach Bryan are going blow for blow, but
Yeah.
probably the most earwormy.
I should get on it. I haven't listened to the Beyonce thing.
I'm such a slut for top 40.
Yeah.
My whole life, I've just been getting pounded by top 40. It's so much fun. It's easy. I love Stapleton. You know, he's a little bit more of the protein side, but Waylon is just straight tasty dessert.
Well,
Just like our whole culture.
why did they make it top 40 out to be like it's like lame that you listen to top 40?
I think people just think it's not substantive.
Yeah.
That it's all kind of produced by the same people. There's not much imagination or creativity in it, and that it's easily replicable.
Is Lil Nas X a country artist?
He's done country. Well, his first hit was country, right? Wasn't it with Billy Cyrus? He did like a horseback riding cowboy song.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm in the ballpark, but off.
You know what song I do like that's country is Talladega.
That's a great one. Eric Church.
Yeah.
That song rips.
Yeah. Talladega. Bam. Yeah, someone said Eric Church. There we go.
Old Town Road.
Old Town Road.
You know, I'm in a roundabout way. I was wondering, did you listen to the Terrence Howard Joe Rogan episode?
Dude, I've been trying. As soon as he starts getting into the periodic chart, I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Did you listen to it?
I've been watching clips.
And what do you think?
I think he's a really good actor.
Yeah.
His science bona fides, it sounds like word salad to me.
Well, so is he not? He's not acting anymore. He's in science. Is that what's going on?
I guess so. Full disclosure, I have been arguing with people on the internet about him.
Really?
I think half the country is believing it hook, line, and sinker.
So what?
That he's a genius.
So yeah. So I basically the amount that I listen to, he's basically comes on and he's like, "Look, I remember being in the womb. I'm a genius. I went into this huge mansion in my dreams and I got all of the knowledge and I've known all of the knowledge since I've been 7 years old."
You're doing a good job, yeah.
That's what he said. Mm-hmm. And then he starts getting in the periodic chart. I'm like, I have no idea what's going on here.
And he's pulling, you know, Pythagorean theorem, Stephen Hawking, law of conservation. I mean, he's pulling from different fields of physics, smashing them together in one paragraph.
Yeah.
And it sounds
amazing,
beautiful to the ears.
Yeah.
And I think most people are like, that sound. And he does the great thing where he says, everything you've been taught is wrong. They want to trick you. They want to keep you stagnant and lazy. But these ideas can free you and are the next evolution of thought. Underneath what they taught us is the real subconscious truth that connects to the material world. And everyone's like, yes.
Yeah.
You know who else? And then they'll go, you know who else thought like that? Tesla and Socrates. I'm like, well, these people were professionals in the field of that kind of thinking.
Right.
Whereas Terrence Howard is an actor.
So you don't think he's the next Tesla?
I would be surprised. I don't have the bona fides to know for sure, but I'd be fucking super surprised.
Well, dude, I saw one where he's like, look, we are all one organism and we're just sub parts of the organism experiencing itself, but we are all one, which is like, you hear that shit all the time now. They're like, it's so funny that it's always famous actors who've been really successful, like Jim Carrey. He's like, I'm just wearing the mask, and this is my personality, you know. And they're like, yeah, he figured it out.
And then they find like one thing in like string theory or in quantum like physics that like kind of supports that idea in a totally different way.
Yeah,
it's just like a way that they use to describe their like material observation, and then people are like, that's really about feelings and emotion and being in love.
Yeah.
And I'm like, is it? Or are they?
Well, I think what's really attractive to people is when someone says that they're being tricked and they're like, I thought I've been being tricked, and like, you're being tricked, here's the truth, and they're like, that's the truth. You know what I mean?
And then they connect it to every contrarian thinker
Yeah.
throughout history, as if that's all you need to be in common with them, is that you think something's wrong about
Right.
the way we've been taught.
right. Which I will admit it, with the way our society and the system is set up with corporations and marketing and all that kind of stuff, it does feel like, there's some deception going on, or there's like, everyone's, social media companies are trying to take your attention and like all that kind of stuff. So I think people have,
No, they have a right to be.
they have a reason to,
Yes.
to feel that way. But then,
But is Terrence Howard the one with the answers?
I think he is, dude.
Then people are like, he has patents.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. And it's been proven by my 900 patents I got. I'm like, what are your patents?
And then you look into it, and it's like he's applied for them, and they're like design patents, which I didn't really know about. And then I looked into it's like you get a design patent for just like drawing something. Like, hey, this is a Lego or like a Coke bottle. It's not
Right.
like any kind of like functional thing that works. It's just
Right.
like, what if I made blocks that were magnetized? And they're like, you
Yeah.
can have that, buddy.
Yeah. Well, was he canceled?
I think he was. And I don't even want to go ad hominem and bring all that stuff into it. But yeah, he's had a life. Look, I've acted. I just saw me in Unstable.
Yeah.
I'm a bad actor.
We watched Unstable.
I watched me and you, and you're great.
How is it?
It's good, but
It's
I'm
good.
I'm a bad actor.
You
And-
think so?
Yes. And Terrence Howard is he's a genius actor. Like I've watched him in movies my whole life. I think he's so brilliant at it. I think there's probably skills he has that I don't even know about, but I just think I'm not, when I saw him in one thing,
Yeah.
he's at like Oxford and someone goes, what's 1 times 0? And he goes, 1. He goes, because here's the problem. You have a 1 and you're multiplying it by 0, and then you have 0. What happened to the 1? You cannot destroy the intrinsic value of the 1. That goes against the law of conservation. I'm like, well, now you're talking about like thermodynamics and you're mixing it up with like, I don't even know this stuff, but just like my brain, like I'm a mess up here, but like you're messing that up with arithmetic. Like all someone's saying is in your times tables is if you have 0 1s, you have 0.
Yeah.
And Terrence Howard takes it into like crazy gobbledygook land where he's like, but what is a 1?
Yeah.
What is the soul and life and spirit and energy of a 1? I'm like, nah, dude, I'm just talking about if you're trading at like some, post and you're like, all right, hey, I got 0 corn. No one's like, but you have corn because you said the word corn. What happened to the word and the value of that corn? It's like, no, I have 0 corn.
Yeah.
He's talking, and then at the end of the clip, sorry, I've been like fired up on this. At the end of the clip, the girl goes, "So do you think 1 times 5 is 6?" And he goes, "Yes."
Yeah.
Wait a second, dude. I'm sure people will disagree with me.
Well, can you say what you've been saying in the arguments, or do you want to keep that?
No, yeah, for
in the
sure.
comment
I just
section?
tell people, they're like, nah, he is a genius and you're a comedian. And I go, so they're like, stick to comedy.
Yeah.
I'm like, he's literally talking to Joe Rogan, who's a comedian, and he's an actor.
Yeah.
I'm like, if anything, I'm saying we should leave this stuff to scientists and
Yeah.
that they'll have more valid perspectives on what we're missing in science. And then people are like, you're not funny. You're a comedian. Stick to your lane, bro. You've been so tricked by society. And I'm like, you guys were tricked by a 2-hour interview with an actor talking about 30 different realms of things that he has no background in. Yeah, my thing is more just how people react to it. Like, all love to him for wanting to like expand into different realms. But like, people are like, people thought Tesla was wrong too. People thought Einstein was wrong. I'm like, first of all, who thought that? You're
Yeah.
just saying that.
Yeah.
And then second of all, that's the only thing they have in common is that people think they were wrong. So that makes him right.
Now he's a genius.
He is. It's just people just throw that around. They're just like, I'm just like, who else do you think is a genius? Like Gwyneth Paltrow?
Dude, she's a genius. Goop, baby.
They're good talkers. They're beautiful talkers.
Well, when did celebrities start owning so many companies and stuff? Is that new?
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds is a billionaire.
Like starting all these, like, is it because like acting isn't paying as much that they're like, well, I'll just start a gin brand. I'll just start a, is that what's going on?
I think they get bored. And then I always remember like Tom Cruise before he became an actor was almost a priest.
Oh, that's right.
And I think to be to that level of stardom, you're chasing more than just how good it feels to say lines on set. You want significance.
Right.
And that's why he's in like Scientology, where they'll say, hey, you're like number 2 to Miscavige and like super powerful.
Yeah.
And like you're an entity that can help the world.
Right.
I think they need to feel like the juice of that to feel like real people. And that Howard probably gets that from thinking he's in league with Einstein and Neil Bohr. And
So when did you watch Unstable?
because they gave us the password to check out our apps.
I just never watched it. When did you
I checked
watch
it out a couple days ago.
Oh.
And I think people in the chat think I'm being like super hard on myself. There's things I love, and I love creating, and I love getting the opportunity to act. I just, as someone who watches a lot of movies, I can tell I'm not a very good actor, which I'm okay with.
It was tough to watch.
No, it wasn't like you were great.
Thanks.
You pop. No, it wasn't. It wasn't tough to watch. I was just watching. And I was like, yeah, you're just not that great of an actor. But I've always kind of known that. I don't like doing scripted stuff that much.
Right.
I mean, I like it. It's fun, and I love the opportunity. I love being on set. But when I watch myself do it, I'm like, yeah, maybe I'll get better too. I'm super happy to keep trying, but I'm like, you're just not a great actor, which is kind of liberating.
Right. Yeah, I haven't watched it yet, so I can't tell.
Hey, you should check it out.
Yeah, it's tough for me to watch. It's tough to like break the seal to like watch yourself. Once you watch it, then you're like fine, but it's like the actual act of doing it. It's so tough. Maybe it's not. Maybe I'm just saying that.
Well, because you always used to tell me the Samuel L. Jackson quote, right? Where you got to like to watch yourself.
Yeah.
And there are things I like to watch myself in.
Yeah.
But I like when you told me that changed my thinking on it. But then there's actors on the other side like Joaquin Phoenix that never watch themselves. And they find the whole process like excruciating.
Yeah, Joaquin. I wonder what it's like spending a day with him.
We're just talking about like, cow rights.
Yeah, right. Oh yeah, he's super into that stuff, huh?
That's what he dedicated his Oscar speech to.
That's right. What did he say again?
He's like, could you imagine the punishment to find a new baby cow and then to just murder its mother?
Dude, it's so funny that like there are cows being killed. And they're like, yeah, good job in the Joker.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, actors in the cross-pollination, dude. It's severe.
Oh man. Yeah.
Dude, did you know that the helicopter that the Iranian president died in was American?
For real?
They're using our choppers. Shouldn't they wouldn't you think if they're going to beef with us, they'd be like, hey, we got our own choppers. But no, they buy our stuff like.
Dude, that's like Tony Stark in Iron Man when he's like, why are Stark Industry weapons all over this war criminals, camp? And they're like, it's how we do business, brother.
I just mean even from like Iran's perspective, you'd think they'd be like, we don't need you. You guys suck.
Right. No, but can we have a helicopter?
But can we get one of your choppers?
Yeah.
Like, well, we bought it through, Russia, so it doesn't even count.
Dude, after going to the spy museum, do you think that maybe America maybe just cut some wires here and there and it was like, let's take this dude out?
We did use Stuxnet on him where we were using like programs to blow up their nuclear like facilities. So who knows? I mean, it was analog. That the chopper was from like Vietnam time, which isn't a very,
Really?
Yeah, it was old.
Damn. I've been listening to this author Annie Jacobson.
I've been into it now since you told me about it.
She's awesome. I'm listening to her book on Area 51, but she has another book called Surprise Kill Vanish about assassins, which I want to listen to because
she writes about exciting stuff.
Yeah, she does Area 51, nuclear war, Operation Paperclip. Yeah.
This is a good factoid. Iran bought it when we were allies, pre-revolution, like 79. That's why it makes sense. It's from that era.
Right. Damn, that he couldn't get a new chopper.
You think he ever walked out there? He's like, I'm flying to meet all these people. This thing's a rusted bucket.
Yeah, what was this from? This is 69? God damn.
They're like fixing it with screwdrivers and tape.
Not
Not to make light of his death, but they put a new paint job on it. Wait, so keep going on Jacobson?
Oh, just about how, there's a whole branch of government that like are, people who take out, the bad guys, like, our assassins who they go in and I think this stuff is happening all the time that we're just unaware of, where people are just going in different countries and taking out, adversaries and just going in with a knife and just,
I'm surprised we don't kill more of them.
I think we kill more than we think.
When I watched the Stuxnet doc, we did blow up a lot of their top nuclear scientists.
Right.
Or killed them in various ways. But
Yeah.
they'd be like, hey, have a nice drive to work. Boom.
Well, right.
And you know who we're lucky that those governments haven't killed Terrence Howard yet. He's probably target number one.
I mean, after that JRE pod, he's high on the list.
He put a target on his back.
Like, this guy knows all the secrets. Who knew? Like, dude, they're like, guys, we got top new guy who Terrence Howard, the guy from Hustle and Flow.
Iran and Russia, like if we don't take this guy out and he destroys gravity,
Yeah.
the United States will dominate all of us.
Yeah. So, but then there's the morality question. Is it good to have assassins prevent the wars by killing the guy,
Right.
or to let it play out and have soldiers go to war?
I mean, my mind says like if we could have killed Hitler before it all popped off, that would have been the move. But I also know what the result of him being in power was. Maybe had we killed him and that ever got connected back to the United States or England or whoever did it, maybe that would have created another ripple effect that was worse than World War II. But that's hard to imagine.
Yeah, World War II is bad.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think, killing bad leaders is probably a good thing. But I don't think you can say that.
Yeah.
But like, I was thinking this: if you knew someone was going to do something fucked up to you, would you start being really nice to them?
To prevent it?
Yeah.
It's like you knew they were going to do that in the future?
Like if you just had like an instinct that you were like, oh, I think this person's going to like beat my ass, would you just start being nice to them?
I'd get away from them.
Right.
I don't know. Yeah. Can you do, is that an option?
If it's like high school, it's kind of not an option.
Right.
Dude, why don't you think NBA players from Melbourne can shoot?
From Melbourne? Australia?
They can't shoot.
It's too far south. The gravity's all messed up.
Hello?
Hey, what's up, man?
Yo, what's up, guys?
How you living?
Pretty good, man. I really appreciate you guys calling back and everything, taking the time. You guys are awesome.
For sure.
Of course.
All right, dudes. If we colonize Mars, do you think there will be wars on Mars, but then those same countries will not fight on Earth at the same time?
You're asking me?
And Chad.
I think
If we colonize on Mars, you're saying, will we also want to fight over here on Earth still?
Like, let's say Mars and let's say the US and Russia have camps on Mars and they start fighting, going to war. Do you think the US and Russia would actually stay not fighting on Earth?
And I think at the end of the day, humans are just too greedy and someone's just going to want all of it. And somebody will always just want all of it.
But it's almost like how you have more sex on vacation.
So you think we'll relegate wars to Mars?
It makes a lot of sense to me.
He is the god of war. That'd be nice if we just had wars on Mars and then
No more wars here.
Yeah.
Yeah, why would you colonize the planet that's all about war when you could have gone to Venus and it would have been straight orgies.
Dude,
Damn.
do you think we'll be able to bone on Venus in our lifetimes?
Yeah.
Wow. What do you think, caller?
What a time to be alive, man.
Do you think if you could bone on Venus, would you do it?
Oh, in a heartbeat.
Even if you had to do it with a suit on and there was no kisses?
Yeah, just for the story alone, it's worth it.
Yeah.
Just thinking of the environmental havoc that's going on there. Are you saying that when you bone too, like you bone through your wiener goes in like a spacesuit condom, and then the vagina is like in a spacesuit?
There's like a docking tube
Right.
that you like put your wiener through, and then it compresses as you get closer,
Right.
so that it can stay like airtight, and then you enter and smush together.
Right. So it syncs up sort of like a ship docking with the International Space Station.
Yeah.
So
that's the woman is the space station.
right. So you guide your wiener in,
Yeah.
and then the two modules lock up. They pressurize, and then some like smoke comes out, and then you just start pumping it.
Right. And you're going to probably need a little length to extend beyond your suit,
Right.
or it's going to be more of a friction thing.
Right. You won't be able to really penetrate.
Yeah. Depth is not going to be what it is like on Earth, doggy.
Do you think your hog gets longer with the gravity there?
Bro, that's such a fire call because you grow about 2 inches in space.
Yeah.
Oh,
So you think
shit, I
you
didn't even
get
know
2
that.
inches on your hog?
I hope so. I wonder, but if I'm being honest, I want to say yes, but I don't think the effects of gravity would probably make your dong longer because it's pulling down on your penis.
Do you think it make it harder to get bricked up?
I think it might make your penis smaller.
Oh. Caller, are you still there?
Oh, yeah, I'm here, boys.
What's been going on with you, man? What's going on?
Oh, pretty much what I was calling for. What's going on in my life right now? You guys asking like what ails me, right?
Yes, sir.
So my whole life, what's always got me fired up, what's always like been my passion, like my go-to hobby, I guess you could say, has been basketball. I've
Nice.
always loved it. It's always been like something pretty consistent in my life that I've stuck with to like stay in shape and then always, get those endorphins flowing and just like a healthy hobby. But for the past year, like I find myself like falling out of love with it. And it's like these leagues I play in have become more of like chores, and it's like now no longer really like a stress reliever. And it's like more of something that's like just become a task, and it's almost like added to my stress. And it's just kind of don't really like the person it's making me become, and it's kind of like created this void. And I don't know, it's just it's something I've never thought I would ever have to deal with. It's always been the one consistent thing that I've always been passionate about and loved more than anything, that I could always, no matter what I'm going through in life, I could run up and down the court for a few hours and feel better. But it's can't really rely on it anymore, and it's kind of got me bummed out.
Just a quick question. So you're in a bunch of leagues right now?
Yeah, I'm 31, so I play in like men's leagues and stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay.
I would say this, dude. Congratulations. You've had a great love. You guys taught each other a lot, but you're going in different
Right.
directions and you're ready for the next thing. It's like an
Right,
inside
right.
out. There's like the pillars of our personality, of our identity. They're not supposed to stay the same throughout our life. Like a snake shedding its skin, your basketball is coming apart, and out of it will be born something that's going to crack like an egg, and something new will flow out of it, and that'll grow and develop into a brand new experience, passion, and learning experience. Like, I mean,
Right.
and it's sports, so your body wasn't going to cooperate the whole time. Now you're more busy. You don't want to be in all these leagues. Maybe your game is shifting and it's not giving you the same rewards. That's good, dude.
Exactly.
Let it go. Move into the next thing. I think, we feel so much pain over our attachments, but once they stop serving us, that's our body telling us time for something else, brother. What else do you like to do?
You know, I mean, it really has consumed so much, but lately I got a mandolin. I'm thinking about getting into playing the mandolin, you know, like a musical instrument. And then let me know what you guys think about this. But for like the past few months, I've been really intrigued and wanting to get into some fly fishing.
Oh,
Oh
wow.
my God, this guy's the man.
Dude.
I live in Connecticut, so we have a lot of streams and rivers and stuff, and it's like a thing that I see a lot of people doing, you know what I mean? It seems fucking cool. I don't know. And, you know, you're so right. Like, I need to embrace the fact that this is opening a new door. I think it's just like, it's hard to let it go, you know? It's just tough.
Well, it's always going to be there. Sorry.
No, yeah, I think
Very true. Very true.
I think you got to switch it up a little bit. You've been doing it you've been in routine for so long. It's become, you know, you need to take a break. You need to try out these new passions. I guarantee if you take some time away from basketball and then you come back to it, you'll be stoked on it again. And then we got guys in the chat here, like Nut Gargler 6969 says, what about coaching? You know, pass on your knowledge and find new stoke.
Yeah, you know, I gave that a shot, and I found it to be a lot different from playing.
Well, Cream Jeans just said LOL because he gets it too. You know, sometimes the best players don't enjoy coaching because the players don't do it the right way. I think there's a lot in that repetitive motion in fly fishing that's going to tie you to your athletic self, where you're just going to love to zero that in and feel the flow, and you're going to be getting surprises out of it, which basketball isn't giving you anymore.
Right.
Dude,
yeah, you're so right, man.
And there's, especially something like fly fishing, there's nothing better than finding something new to learn that you're excited about. Like, I just took my first boxing class this morning, and I'm so stoked on it. All I want to do is martial arts now. I've had that with surfing, though, where I get bored of surfing. Like, I have a buddy who he wants to go surf all the time, and to me, I'm like, you know, it's I lost kind of the passion for doing long drives to go do it and all that kind of stuff.
And there was probably like a point in your life where you were like up at like 3-4 a.m. ready to go all the time. Like, it was my whole identity. I was following surfing all the time. I was watching surfing all the time. And then but then whenever I go back to it, you know, I still go probably like twice a week. Whenever I go back to it, I'm like, oh, I love this. But I think I just give it a little bit more space. I'm not forcing it. Sounds like you're forcing it a little bit. I really am. You're right. It's become a force. It's really become like I'm like fighting with myself, you know?
Yeah.
Do you have a girlfriend?
I do. Yeah. She's the best. She's great.
Awesome. I was going to say you might find a gal fly fishing, but it sounds like you already caught the one you want to put on your wall. Not to objectify her.
She's down to do anything with me. She's the sweetest. She would give it a shot. And she's even like, I've expressed how I feel about all of this too. And she's just like, she's so sweet. She like, we watch NBA games and she'll be like, I don't know. I feel like you're just as good as these guys. I'm like, no. Like you're just being nice.
That is nice. She sounds cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good.
Sweetest.
Good luck out there, man.
I just wanted to say one thing to you guys really quick while I got you here. I used to live in California. I was working on the wildfires out there. I was fighting the wildfires.
Wow.
And I got exposed to like some pretty, you know, tragic stuff. I was in a really dark place when I was out there, actually. And I got to say that was when I found your guys' podcast. And like on all my off days, I found myself listening to your guys' podcast, and it, you know, it really helped me in like a dark time in my life, boys. You guys, I know you guys are comedians, and like you make like everything like fun and funny, but there's a lot of wisdom that you guys spew at your fans, and I really appreciate it. You guys are great.
Oh, thank you,
Thanks, man.
I appreciate that.
You're a good dude.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you sound like a great guy, and you'll dude, I'm excited for you to find that first trout. Just hook it.
Dude, I'm pumped, man. If you guys ever come out to the comedy club in Stamford, Connecticut, I'll be there.
Dude, I'd like to do, I want to do like Long Island and stuff.
We want to hit the Northeast.
Yeah, man, I'm
with
not
more
far from there
intention.
either. If you guys are ever out here, I'll next time you're on the East Coast. I live in Connecticut, so like, yeah, New York, CT, that area. I'll make it out.
I think we'll be in New York in November, and we got Boston and Philly coming up. We're so stoked.
We're in
for that.
Jersey this weekend.
Oh, we're in Jersey, yeah.
This weekend?
Come
Yeah.
to Jersey City, dude.
Jersey City.
Jersey? No shit. Yeah, my girl's got a place. Her family's got a place in Cape May.
Perfect.
Dude.
We're in Atlantic City the next night.
No shit. Well, let me talk to her about it, man. Maybe I'll be seeing you guys soon.
Sounds
Dude.
good. Hey, yeah, we'll get a slice.
Yeah, let us know if you're coming. We'll say hi.
Yeah, I'll say what up.
Sounds good, man. Yeah, I'll shoot this number a text.
Sweet.
Legend.
All right, later, guys. Really appreciate it.
Sure, man.
Later, dude. Yeah, some of the names in chat are really just delightful.
So creative.
Jake, can you go back to chat and just scroll up? There's another one that I really liked. Scroll up on the chat. Nut Gargler's good. El Booty Warrior. Yeah. Good guy.
Dude, I just saw a study that said anger is bad for your body.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, yeah, people who are angry, their blood doesn't travel as well through their vessels.
Mm.
How do they measure that?
Dude.
Are they just like, think about something that pisses you off?
Yeah. Terrence Howard figured that out.
I think the whole medical establishment is so afraid of him because they know he's just going to completely revolutionize health.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know,
I mean, he taught himself guitar. Of course he understands science and medicine.
I mean, not only did he teach himself guitar, he figured out cold fusion. He just has yet to patent it.
I mean, people are saying, oh, you know, the patents didn't actually go through because he didn't follow up. I'm like, that's technicalities, and they didn't want him to follow up.
It's bureaucracy.
It's crazy. And then, like, okay, did he say he has a PhD in chemistry and actually that's provably false? Well, to prove something that's false is a contradiction because for something to be false, it cannot exist. So then to prove it, you have created something that is in fact positive by virtue of existing.
Mm-hmm.
That's how energy moves through our language.
Well, on top of that, he says, I got a PhD in physics, and people are like, no, you didn't. And he's like, well, on this plane of existence. But he has the ability to transcend 3D. He's in 4D. He's in 5D. He's in the transceptor of black holes like you see in the Christopher Nolan movie.
Right.
Inception.
Yes. That's the thing. He got his PhD in a frequency of time that the university wasn't attuned to.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to find out in the future that he got his requisite credits.
Right.
They just don't know it yet.
The multiverse theory.
Mm-hmm.
First off, he created it. Second, he has the ability to travel through that because we as humans, we believe that we are this physical body.
I'm stuck inside that thought.
And he has the ability, like he knew when he was in the womb. He has the ability to take his mind, to take his consciousness to other universes where there's another Terrence Howard at Oxford University, where there's in another universe where there's a Terrence Howard at Harvard. And he's just simultaneously learning all of this knowledge in all of these universes. And he's bringing it back to our universe to benefit us. But the powers that be don't want him to do that.
Marvel made him War Machine.
Mm-hmm.
He's Doctor Strange.
Mm.
But they didn't want us to see that because Benedict Cumberbatch had more earning power at the box office, which is its own thing.
You know, I had a dream that Terrence Howard...
I saw.
You did?
I watch your dreams every night.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Could continue?
You already know.
I like hearing you say it, though.
Do you want to tell him?
You had a dream. It was pure sound. Mm-hmm. And it was underneath. See, people get attached to the meaning of words, but that's its own limitation. That's been applied through human pressure. But if you delve under that and it's just the sound, that's where actual meaning, according to Euclides, can be weighed.
Yeah. That's exactly it.
So I saw your dream and it was sound.
But as Terrence Howard would say, those who can see sound can see all. You see, we think that our eyes see light, but you talk to someone who's blind, they can see sound. So it's just transcending the photons to reach the neurons.
Well, the electrons are constantly in motion, and so are blind people. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's it for this week, guys. Come back next week. We're going to pick it up right where we left off.
Cream jeans, what's your take on that? Dude, Bob Lazar. Okay, so you know who's also into aliens and stuff is our Dan Lucchese, director of our show. Mm-hmm. He thinks Bob Lazar is full of shit. Bob Lazar, for those of you who don't know, is he's a whistleblower from the late 80s, early 90s who said he worked at Area 51, who said that we have aliens and that we're reverse engineering crafts that have anti-gravity capabilities. But there's a lot of people are saying he went to MIT. There's no record of it. But there is record of him working in that Nevada test site area.
I always go back to the Ronson piece on Alex Jones, where Alex Jones told him that he was at a high school party and like some version of like the Dallas Illuminati conspired against him, and he had to fight off 10 attackers, and he beat them all to a bloody pulp before he escaped. He went back to some of his high school classmates, and they were like, yeah, Alex was really annoying. 4 guys tried to beat the shit out of him. Alex did legitimately beat the hell out of 4 guys. So there was a small scale conspiracy against him, and he did beat the hell out of 4 guys, which is pretty incredible. But then his brain just has to ramp things up and make them even bigger.
Yeah.
I feel like that's Lazar. I feel like that's T. Howard.
Interesting. Yeah,
I'm sorry. Was that wrong?
No.
Did I insult Lazar? I didn't know. I know you guys are
agree.
close.
I was just, I mean, yeah, he's a great guy, but you know, you're open to your opinion.
When you guys are golfing,
Entitled.
what does he talk about?
Oh, dude, we talk about. Dude, the guy loves tits. It's crazy. Like you see the new Sports Illustrated swimsuit. I'm like, no, I didn't even know they sold the magazine still. And he's like, oh yeah, you showed me the whole time. And he's like, that Kate Upton, she's got some bazungas.
I was that tracks for me. Totally different fields, but when we met Wim Hof, a lot of horniness.
That guy is a boner nonstop.
That's what he said to us.
Yeah,
true. That's true.
What was I gonna say? Well, they say that, you know, the government, Area 51 specifically, they push forward disinformation to try and confuse us, because Area 51 started as they're testing airplanes out. You know, that's where they test all the new technology, all the new airplanes. So they're like, oh yeah, that's UFO. They like that.
Oh, because it keeps us distracted over here while the real ish is happening over here.
Yeah, and they don't want our enemies to catch on. Because if we enter a new war, then we got the stealth bomber V-10 coming in hot, and they're like, where the fuck did that come from?
Yeah, you want to surprise them with what you got, with what you're packing.
Yeah.
It's almost like you want to tell a girl you don't have you're bad at sex, so then when you do have it, she's like, whoa.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah.
The opposite, so let's say you went to a hog war, and you're going up against Pete Davidson. You're going to bring a Torii Hanzo katana, because that guy's got a wrench. But if he were to go to war against us with his hog, he wouldn't even flinch. He'd be like, oh, they have small dongs. Little does he know, we're more than prepared.
Are the cicadias ever going to show up?
That's the question that we're all trying to answer.
People keep talking about them. Where are they?
They're in the ground, dude. They're kicking it. Wait, did we transition from Pete Davidson's dick to cicadias?
Oh no, I was almost trying to distract you from the dick I was going to pull out on Davidson.
Oh, wow.
But I am curious. People have been talking about these guys for years, and I feel like every year is the year of the cicadia, and they never pop. They're just like waiting. What are they waiting for? I've never seen one.
The right moment. Are they coming in 2024? Will we be in any states when they're here?
No, haven't you been hearing about it for like a while?
Yeah.
I've been hearing about it for a dog's age. I got family members, aunts, uncles, friends from the nearby watering holes. The guy who does our toilet. They're all like, oh, the cicadas. Dude, it makes sense for the toilet guy.
Well, it's supposed to be like right around mid-May when the soil gets warm enough and stay through late June. It should be now.
In Iowa, where I grew up, these things are nuts. Like, you'll hear them all night long. Just the same, like, level of zzz for literally, like, 8 hours straight. And there's just hundreds of thousands of them in the woods surrounding the house.
They are boning?
I'm not sure if they're boning. What I do know is that they shed their body. So, like, they look like this.
After they bone?
No, I don't think.
If the noise they're making is them boning, I'm more okay with it.
Are they scary?
They look weird. They look alien-like for sure.
Would they like hit you a bunch?
See, so this right here, they literally come out of the shell. Whoa. They initially look like this, like a beetle, and then they come out of the shell and they have green wings.
Is that just when they're going to festivals?
No, not festivals. I don't think they like music much. I think they're more of a.
They like making the noise.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, look at this. This guy's supposed to be the next Prime Minister of England.
Yeah, it looks great.
Keir Starmer.
Keir Starmer? Is he related to Johnny Dahmer or whatever his name is?
Oh. They say he's boring, so I don't think so.
I like a boring leader.
That's what England's like, hey, let's bring it back.
Yeah.
They're like, we did our Brexit, we had COVID, we had our fun. Let's chill.
Let's chill.
Let's get some boring people up in front.
Yeah. It's crucial.
That's what we need, right?
Yeah.
We've had some friggin' exciting people.
Who was a great boring leader?
I thought Khrushchev, and then I looked him up, and I guess he was pretty boisterous.
Oh, for real? How was Eisenhower?
I think he was chill.
Yeah.
I think America was booming then because, it's just a good time.
50s. Charles Barkley for president. That'd be sick.
I sense a little bit of anxiety in Barkley right now.
Why?
Because I think TNT lost the rights to the NBA. And I think that means it's going to be end of that show.
Mm.
And Ernie Johnson's like real closely associated with TNT, so I don't think he'd go with them. And it's just going to, all good things come to an end. But I can feel when he's talking about it, like when he's on there now, I just sense like he can see the end. So he's like a little spicier in moments. He's not as comfortable. It's just something's off.
Yeah, and like he always makes jokes about like one more year. We can say that for one more year.
But I mean, they'd have to be insane, whoever bought the NBA, to not have Barkley.
They might bring him, but I just don't think it'll be the same team. And like Ernie Johnson, the dude who like kind of hosts the show, I think he's also the producer. And he was like a perfect point guard for sparkly. But I mean, who knows? It could work. It'll just, I don't know, it'll feel different to me, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Like it'll be a different set. We'll see. I hope not, but all things end.
Guys, thank you so much for tuning in to the podcast. Thank you guys for calling in. Thank you, chat. You know, shout out to everyone in chat. Shout out to Nut Gargler. Shout out to Cream Jeans. Shout out to El Booty Warrior. Shout out to Pickled Used Underwear. What time's your flight? We have an early flight,
Dude,
right?
some Singapore flight just had the worst turbulence in like 30 years.
I saw that. Terrifying. They're always like, turbulence can't do anything. But then I'm like, well, it looks like it can. Someone died.
Someone died and someone's water bottle got stuck in the roof of the plane.
How does that happen?
I think the co-pilot didn't see like a red warning for weather, which you're like supposed to avoid at all costs. And they just got into it too late. And the plane, I don't know, fell like 500, went up 500 feet and fell 500 feet in a blink. Keep your seatbelt on. You know when they say that on airplanes?
Yeah. Keep it on.
Yeah, it forecasts its busiest Memorial Day weekend ever.
That's going to suck. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in. If you are listening to a recording of this, check out the Twitch. We go live on Twitch when we record, twitch.tv/ChadandJTGoDeep. It's so much fun. We love talking to the chat. Also, our number for call-ins is 323-418-2019. Guys, thank you to everyone for tuning in. Thank you to just everyone. You guys are all legends. Stay stoked. Late.